What is up, guys? Ron's Classic Photography coming back to you with another video. Could the 35mm be the absolute best lens that there is? I'm going to give you some reasons and my justifications to say it should at least be in the conversation if it's not. Rewinded in time, complete Canon user, and I always felt like the 85mm was the absolute best lens. And to this day, I still feel there's some truth to that. But my eyes have become open to the 35mm since I switched to Nikon. Took the 35mm starting out, went to Vegas last year. And I just went out, had fun with it. I always felt like, it didn't have enough reach, because I'm not really the go up on people to shoot type person, so that was always my drawback and hesitation towards it. But I took it to Vegas and I was so blown away with the versatility of the lens that I had to rethink that. Transition to 2024, this past weekend I went to St. Louis Mardi Gras. Started out with the 35mm, and there was just one shot in particular. I don't know if you've ever been to Mardi Gras. I've never been to New Orleans Mardi Gras, so I don't know what the comparison is compared to St. Louis. But St. Louis was lit, so I can only imagine what New Orleans is like. But I started out walking down the crowd, just capturing images. I had the Nikon D7500. This is the D500. But I had the 35mm on there. And just walking along the strips, it's like I felt so in tune with the crowd, with everything that was going on, the vendors and everything. The 35mm put me in a zone to where it's like I've never been this locked in doing photography. It was a street session, and this was a day I didn't have my video camera running, but I did record a few clips with my phone. And basically once I found my spot, I was standing along a wall and just in tune with the crowd, just capturing. I did black and white. I did everything. I have been so amazed with the clarity and just the complete overall use of the 35mm, and I can't say that I ever expected that. When I used Canon, I didn't have the Canon 35mm, but I did have the Yongnuo 35mm, and that was a good lens, so I didn't have any complaints about it. But I was comparing everything to the 85mm, so to shoot with the 85mm and then use something else, it just wasn't as good as the 85mm, so that's how I viewed things. The same thing with the 50mm. But once I switched to Nikon, I didn't have the 85mm, but I had the 50 and the 35mm. And oh my God. I'm going to show some images or whatever just throughout my time at the St. Louis Mardi Gras, and I don't leave home without this lens anymore because you can do everything with it. Here in my basement I have a studio, and along the wall I have several backdrops or whatever for portraits, and pretty close proximity based on where the particular portrait backdrops are. And I don't really have much room to work with. I really don't want to use the zoom lens if I don't have to, so the 35mm is my choice. I can still get close, do it from an angle, do whatever, and I can do the portraits with the 35mm. So along this section right here, I have plenty of room as far as, where I want to go. This is when I come down to the basement. So I have plenty of room on this side. So what I'm referring to is from wall to wall. So, so I only have this much space in between. So the basement is big, but I'm saying where I have some of the portrait backdrops located, I don't really have a whole lot of space to be able to go back and forth. So it's just from side to side. So from wall to wall, this is what I'm working with. Got my treadmills over there, still get my workout. That's the YouTube setup. So this is what I'm referring to, side to side. I'm able to get the portraits in. In the past, I never would have thought of that as being a portrait lens. Even though I had heard people say it, I didn't think it was possible because I was stuck into looking through the lens of an 85mm, and you just couldn't convince me. Now, I don't go anywhere without the 35mm. The focus has been so locked in fast. Between the two main cameras that I have, a D7500 and the D500, the autofocus is great on both of those cameras. So pairing it with the lens, there's no drawbacks. It's super fast, it's versatile. At night, it's just unbelievable at night. I know with Canon, whether it was the 50mm or the 85, at night I still had some struggles. Even though it would get the shot, I always had to do something manual to help it. It just wouldn't do it on its own. With the Nikon system, the 35mm at night, I've been able to get super clean night shots and just really impressed. But I do want you to see some of the images and just how in tune I was with the crowd and everything that was going on. It was complete organized chaos. Didn't see any violence or anything, but I saw plenty of people drunk. One shot in particular, I saw a drunk guy getting ready to climb over a fence to take a shortcut. I could tell he was drunk. I knew that wasn't a good idea. I captured it step by step with the 35mm. Didn't miss a beat. When you see the clarity of these images and everything, it'll just blow your mind. So check it out. So I'm not saying the 35mm is the absolute best, but I'm damn sure saying it should be in the conversation. Take a look at these images. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you have a 35mm, tell me what you think about it, regardless of what system you're using. Just let me know, what do you think about the 35mm. I've been so surprised, and I do not leave home without it. So I want to see what your thoughts are, and what are your thoughts as far as what do you think the best lens is and why. Comment, like, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I got a lot of content coming from you and you guys are going to love it. Until then, get out and shoot and have some fun. Peace.